I would like to invite our wonderful CEO, Judy Lambeth, up here on stage with me. As you've already seen this afternoon, alumna of Maryhurst programs are intelligent, extraordinary, and resilient. Behind me and in your programs, you'll find the recipients of Maryhurst's annual scholarships. Please join me in congratulating these women and wishing them well in their pursuit of education and their fulfilling careers. It's an exceptional group, it really is. And each year at this Journey of Hope Luncheon, we honor an alumna who embodies Maryhurst's values in a very special way. Well, this year, the word that describes that alumna is dedicated. If you could just see that word in your mind, if you can see it there in all caps, like in a text, booming back at you, dedicated, then you would know something about our Maryhurst Alumna of the Year. Dedicated is the word one of her co-workers says describes her best. She spends untold hours with her clients. She is there after hours, on weekends, to make sure those clients get the attention they need. She follows through. She cares about her clients. And you know how lucky we all are to have this dedicated, conscientious, caring woman in our Commonwealth. Here's why. This woman, the Maryhurst Alumna of the Year, has very special clients. She works for Child Protective Services. Tracey McKinney is there when neglected and abused children have to be taken from their homes. Tracey McKinney is there when those children are in foster care. Tracey McKinney is there, a voice for the children when their cases are in court. And Tracey is there when families are fortunate enough to be reunited. In many cases, when Tracey looks at those young children, frightened and confused, it's like looking into a mirror. Tracey McKinney sees a reflection of her own early life. Tracey is an incredible example of courage and survival. Tracey McKinney is the Maryhurst Alumna of the Year.
I think the most prominent feeling I had would have been fear and sadness and probably just feeling very unwanted. And learning unconditional love, that's something that I had never really felt that I experienced until I came to Maryhurst.
She wasn't even 9 years old when she arrived, younger than most of the girls, but experienced in abuse.
My parents had a lot of arguments and a lot of fights, and there was a lot of violence in the home. And, sometimes my parents resorted to, spanking me or whipping me harder than they should have when they got upset at me or when I made a mistake. So around the time of 8 or 9, I upset my dad one day, and he whooped me, and it left really, really severe marks all over my legs. And I went to school and told my teacher, and The next thing I knew, social services was there.
Tracey was in and out of foster care and even reunited with her parents, but only briefly.
I tried really, really hard to be good and not to upset them or do anything wrong, you know, because I didn't want to leave them because I loved them so much, and I still do. I was devastated. I mean, I really wanted to stay home and be there and things be good, and that didn't happen. My mom took me back to the DCBS office and said, "We can't handle her, you take her."
That's when Maryhurst stepped in with therapy, a strict schedule, and a promise never to give up on Tracey.
I think that because no matter what I did, you know, that Maryhurst was always still there for me. You know, you might be in trouble, but we still believe in you, that you can do something with your life and that you can pull it together. You're not going to be grounded forever. You're going to be able to go back on trips and do things, regardless of how badly I acted, you know, running away and, you know, getting in fights and starting riots and, you know, all of that stuff.
You did all of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
At the center of that newfound family was Miss Whitney.
Her name was Whitney Williams, and she just made me feel really, just special, just like I was more of an individual than just a number. And she always called me Buddy, and I thought that was really nice. And she just made me feel really special, and like that I was important. And I had never felt that before, really. I'd kind of just felt like a number at that time, you know, because I'd been kind of bounced back and forth to a couple places. And so to kind of find somebody that thought that, you know, this little shaggy girl was somebody special was pretty cool to me.
Tracey and Miss Whitney listened to the song Brown Eyed Girl and formed a lasting bond.
Mainly just my feelings and things that I wanted to do, and she really made me feel like I was capable of doing those things.
Whitney stayed in Tracey's life, cheering her on through milestones, graduations, her wedding, and soon-to-be motherhood. And while Tracey was telling us her difficult story, Whitney arrived to offer support.
The fact that despite all of this stuff that she was supposed to do, what are you doing?
I had to come see my I'm so excited you're here. How are you? Good. It's so good to see you. I was just talking about you. You were? Yes. Oh. I couldn't wait to see you.
I didn't know you were coming.
So this is this is who?
This is Miss Williams.
That's what I called her then.
Miss Williams, gosh, I haven't had that name for a while.
Yeah, but that's what I called her then, yes.
Oh, I'm so excited to see you.
I'm so
It's a good
excited to
surprise,
see
I
you.
know.
She just loves me.
This Alumna of the Year has more goals to reach. She's getting her master's degree in social work. She'll continue to help children and be a mom to a baby boy. But 2 decades ago, at Maryhurst, it was obvious to Whitney that this child could thrive.
We had a conversation, I don't know, what was that, 15 years ago in my office, and I said, the Journey of Hope Lunch is a really cool thing that Maryhurst does, and I know you're going to be Alumni of the Year one time. And literally, we had that conversation. And we've texted about it and Facebooked about it since then, and here she is. 15 years later, I guess, is that where, where it is now?
Absolutely 15 years ago, and she had this raggedy old beanbag in her office, and I was sitting on it, and she's like, "You're going to be Alumni of the Year," and I was like, "I doubt it." But then, you know, when I got a little older, I'd say, "Why am I not Alumni of the Year yet? I'm successful. I went to, you know, I have a job, and I have an apartment and a car." And then I went to college, and I'm like, it's still not happened. And I've been, you know, telling Judy, when am I going to be Alumni of the Year? She goes, we'll know when it's time. So, but no doubt, she did tell me that 15 years ago, sitting on her beanbag, that I was going to be Alumni of the Year. Because I couldn't stay ungrounded long enough to even go to the luncheons when I lived at Maryhurst.
It's the mission, like, that we will never give up on one of our kids, and we serve some tough kids, and Maryhurst is not afraid of that, and the staff here are not afraid of that, and for me that just resonates.
And Tracey is not afraid to look at her past. And with those brown eyes, she sees a bright future.
You know, everything that I went through was for a reason. You know, I don't know the reason, but I think that something inside of me just wants to help people, and I think that that comes from all of my experiences.
So, one more thing. If 30-year-old, about to be Mama Tracey, could talk to 8-year-old Tracey, what would she tell her?
You're gonna get your happy ending. And that, you know, things are gonna work out for you, and that just that you will find somebody that will love you unconditionally.
And now I would like to welcome Tracey McKinney, the Maryhurst Alumna of the Year, along with Whitney Esdry, her mentor. We didn't make the water break, did we? She just got 7 weeks. We're very deadline there. Go ahead.
So, you know, I just want to say thank you to all of you, and specifically to Maryhurst for never giving up on me, even when I had given up on myself, and just teaching me what I was worth, and that, you know, I was so much more than what I thought I was when I came there. And, you know, now I have a wonderful family. I have a mother-in-law and father-in-law who treat me as their own, wonderful husband, and then foster parents, and just I've been able to make my own family. And at the end of the day, you know, having family is what's most important. And, you know, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without Maryhurst teaching me about unconditional love.